What's up, guys? Welcome to JMac Sports Cards. My name is Jason. Thanks for tuning in to another one. We're coming in here to the end of 2022, about to wrap a bow on this year. And I figured it would be cool to wrap up the year and take a look back and give shout outs to my personal top 10 favorite sports card channels. All of these are going to be on YouTube here because this is where I consume most of my sports card content. I get my memes and my laughs probably most of the time over on Instagram, like Loupe James, he's my favorite, who puts out some funny stuff about the hobby. You won't find on my list here any drama channels or channels that are not really, you're not learning things about the hobby. So there's requirements for my list here. Again, this is my list, my personal top 10 channels that I feel like that edify me, that help me learn more about the hobby. So each one, each and every one of you will have your own personal list. So matter of fact, I would highly encourage you to, if a channel that you really like is not on the list, drop it down, shout them out in the comment section down below. Maybe even put your top 10 list, order it however you would like to, or create your own channel, create your own list. But this one's mine. Here's the requirements, the things I'm looking for in channels that I watch on a consistent basis. A lot of the reasoning I watch channels is because I'm a dealer. I'm a reseller of cards. This has become a full-time thing for me. I like some of the entertaining stuff, some of the flippers and some of the funny stuff and the hobby drama. I will watch some of that stuff, but that's not really, you leave it a lot of times watching that content feeling dumber.
I feel like I'm getting dumber by the minute.
Here's the things that I'm looking for in my channels. Channels that I learn about more rare cards and or cards I never knew existed. Channels that give insights into the hobby from a collector, dealer, and reseller perspective. I say reseller rather than flipper because a reseller, there's some reseller channels that I'm beginning to watch that aren't sports card related. They are Amazon resellers. They sell on eBay. They sell on, the different platforms. Learn what not to do and what not to purchase as a dealer. When I say that, I'm talking about buying collections and buying bulk, because that's really the only main way to profit in the hobby is not flipping one or two cards, not buying immaculate and national treasures. And
that isn't real life.
And then in learning long-term proven strategies to sell cards and to stay relevant in the hobby. In other words, I've been learning a lot recently about being able to move a lot of cards. There are really some serious strategies in moving cards. So to learn how to sell cards is an art in and of itself, and there's some great content creators that have helped me a lot learn how to sell cards. Anyway, that's the criteria I'm looking for. That being said, let's jump into the top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 on my list is Santiago Sports. This is I believe it's the only straight up, he does mostly sports card show vlogs. It's mostly what he puts on his channel. He does also have a podcast, and he's a shop owner. This is the reason why he's on the list of the vloggers, because he's been around a while. So a lot of your newer vloggers and flippers, they're brand new to the hobby and act like they're know everything that you ever would need to know, but probably don't know very much in the big scheme of things about the hobby. So that's why I like Santiago Sports. He's grown his business. He's open now. He's got two shops, maybe three. I don't know. He always seems to be expanding. He's always present. He's approachable. It shows he's a good guy. I enjoy his content because he really does
keep it real.
Don't sugarcoat anything. He's just real. He's from Detroit, lives in Jersey, and so he's one of my favorite content creators and vloggers. I like to learn also from him about buying deals in bulk and stuff like that. He does a good job of making sure if as a dealer I'm gonna give you lots of cash, then I need to be able to make some money off of it too. So he does a good job of buying in bulk and buying cards and being able to resell them. And he does a lot of cool, innovative. He does story sales, or he does live stream sales on Instagram. I recently bought something from him, some cool stuff that he's fair at. But he just literally, there's no it's not like Whatnot or something like that where he puts the price on it. You want it? All right, buy it. If not, all right, we're moving to the next card. So you can learn a lot from Santiago, no doubt about it. So that is number 10. Coming in at my number 9 spot, it's going to be a channel most of y'all probably have never heard of. They actually have been off the radar for a while. It's called Apex Cards, and Apex Cards he's a dealer. He sells a lot on eBay, and he buys collections and bought a huge, gigantic collection. If you look at his playlists, collection purchases, and the storage locker finds. So he bought a storage locker that have millions of cards. I don't know quite how many. He hasn't been real active. So, but in seeking some information about some different topics, as a reseller, he came in my feed, and now he's in my feed, and he's starting to make videos. He made one 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago. So he's got great insights and a lot of cards and how to move them. One recent video I watched, he has at a flea market, he has locked cases and he just, stuff gets sold. He's constantly replenishing inventory. Seems to do pretty well, with that method. That's another method. So I'm saying these are the kind of people that I like to watch and learn from, as a dealer and as a reseller of cards. So Apex Cards, go check him out. Shout out. He probably don't even know me or know my channel, and it's been more recent that I started watching him, but I've really been enjoying it, and I've been going back and watching some of his old stuff too. So that's number 9. Coming in here at number 8, we got Elite Code 3, and anyone who grades a lot of cards has probably watched Elite Code 3. He's got 10,000 plus subscribers. Most of the people that watch his content are his reveals. And I guess he did a break recently, but he's also a huge. He sells huge on eBay. He's very, very much someone to look at on eBay and see how he sells. You can learn a lot just from looking at his store and how he moves cards. So, but like I said, he's famous for his bulk order returns, reviewing the grades that he got. He does a good job of intricately talking about the grading process, and he's over the last, I don't know, probably 12, 18 months, he moved a lot to, subbing with SGC, and where he mostly only ever used PSA, but he uses when he gets a bad grader with PSA, or one that it doesn't feel, because he's graded thousands and thousands of cards. When he feels like he's not getting fair grades with PSA, he'll crack them and send them over to SGC. So anyway, you can learn a lot about grading just by watching Elite Code. So shout out to him. Coming in here at number 7, we got Card Collector 2. I guess I said Wood Santiago was the only vlogger, but Card Collector 2, he does everything, it seems like, as far as content creation. He cranks out, pumps out. Must have a pretty decent team, or a social media team, because this guy never stops, never sleeps, it seems like. So there's a lot of content of his I don't watch and don't like personally. Nothing against that. He's trying to feed to some different audiences, because you can see he's got a big platform. Everyone knows him in the hobby. I've sort of strayed away from watching more of his content. I used to watch it. It seems like if you're new in the hobby, this is the channel that you're going to watch a lot of in the beginning, but it kind of gets repetitive. Still love him. Think he's a great guy, great ambassador of the hobby. Got flaws just like everybody else or whatever, but does a good job. And I like his dealer card show videos and the videos about his shop. I don't like the pickup videos of the rip and whack stuff, or some of the interview stuff and box breaks and all this kind of stuff. Don't really watch any of that, but I do like his card show. I like his value bin box stuff. That's good for the hobby. That's buying bulk as well. So that's what he does, and you can see he does really well and is a legit real dealer in the hobby. And so I wish he would do more insights from a large dealer and it moves a lot of cards. He also, he's got a huge eBay account as well, and has is very successful on eBay too. I wish he'd focus and lean in on that a little bit more. So Ryan, if you're watching, that would be my request. But I still love his content. He's great. He's number 7 on the list. Coming in here at number 6, this is a channel many may or may not have ran across as of yet, but it's a channel called 1 Million Cubs Project, and this is a gentleman who, much like Apex Cards, that has, I don't know, he's probably got millions of cards, and he's trying to get them all listed on eBay and trying to sell massive amounts in bulk. So he doesn't make a ton of just regular videos or vlogs. Like he did this little short highlight video, but of a card show he went to, and does some stuff. So he's not making a lot of regular content, but what he does do every week is he goes live. Streamed 8 hours ago, streamed today. I think he goes live daily, and he talks about increase your sales with the simple mindset. It's a lot about selling and reselling and selling on eBay. He sells lots of $1 to $5 cards. And so I've implemented a couple of things that I've learned from him, and it's helped tremendously on my eBay store. So if you never checked them out, go check them out. Shout out to 1 Million Cubs Project. That's coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5 here is the Sports Car Dad. He kind of doesn't fit a lot of what I'm saying as far as the stuff I look and watch, but of all of the channels that talk about hobby news and things like that, which this guy does crank out a lot of videos, and no doubt about it. He's a hard worker in the hobby, and is very entertaining. But I like his insights into just in general about, because I think he was ahead of the curve, saying, "Hey guys, avoid 21 and 21 and 22 products. It's really getting, overproduced and overprinted and over paralleled and over everything. Too many colors, too many inserts." He's been saying that for the longest time, before it was cool to do that and say that. And then he's got a good insights into what to buy, what he's buying, and he talks about it, what he's buying and investing in, and so he's got pretty good insight. So not only, like I said, I like to stay up to what's going on in the hobby news, and so he's a good source for that. And then he does have good perspectives and insights into just collectibles and the hobby in general. So definitely like the Sports Car Dad. Coming in here at number 4 is Hobby Behemoth, and one though that has, dare I say, kept his nose clean as far as not like being connected to a lot of the ones that are under the microscope of all the hobby watchdog channels, I would say, and stuff like that. So, but anyway, yeah, Rob, the Card Father. We all know him by the Card Father. I think he might very well be the biggest eBay store, maybe of them all. I mean, it might not be a stretch. I think I was watching an interview of him on another channel that I watched. That's not sports card related. It's a reseller, and he went on that channel and interviewed. I think he's got 40 million cards, maybe 4 million unique. I don't know. It's just big numbers. It's in the millions. Guys got millions of listings. I'm just getting over 1,000 or a couple thousand plus listings on my eBay store. So yeah, so this guy has withstood all of the ups and downs, recessions, depression. Well, I don't know if we've had a depression, but long-term shop owner and reseller of online of cards. So tons of, and I love every time he talks, because I learned something about how to sell and consistently and stay relevant and keep doing it. Long-term vision for being a dealer and a reseller of cards. So if he made more content, he probably would slide up the list for me, rather than 4, but they don't make a lot of content. If you want to kind of mimic somebody as far as a dealer and a card shop owner, Rob's the guy right there. So he's number 4. So coming in here at number 3 is a channel called Junk Wax Investor. This guy does a tremendous job as far as researching. Each week he puts out, I think he scaled it down to 3 lists now. I think it's football, baseball, basketball, and non-sports. So 4 videos a week now. This guy was just cranking out videos like crazy. He does top 10 lists of the most expensive cards that sell weekly. I think it is weekly or bi-weekly in each segment, in each sport. And so as he does it, I've learned about so many different cards that I didn't know existed, that I didn't know were rare, that I didn't know had parallels that were super rare, that was super sought after. And so you can begin to see a lot of that era, the junk wax era. And so obviously the ones that are selling high aren't going to be a lot of the stuff from the late 80s and early 90s. It's a lot of the late 90s stuff, and Jordan and Shaq, they just dominate, on the list. So much so he had to make another list for basketball, because Shaq and Jordan always just outsell everybody. So anyway, it's just super. And I personally go through phases where will binge watch this channel, and then I'll get sort of tired of it, because it is very, very repetitive, same thing over and over again. And then I'll go 2-3 weeks where I haven't watched it, and then I'll be like, you know what, time to go back and watch a few videos. So anyway, put it on your list if you haven't already. Junk Wax Investor. You can learn a lot about inserts, parallels, rare cards you never knew existed, and then you can be at shows and maybe find them in value boxes. And I've done that multiple times. That recent Barry Sanders rookie, Oscar Mayer Wiener rookie, I learned about it on this channel right here. Coming in at number 2, this channel really doesn't need any introduction. If you are into the hobby, if you're into buying collections, buying buying and selling cards. Then this is like the Discovery Channel of sports cards. This guy, has a whole team that they create, produce incredible content around chasing collections around the country, buying collections, real inspirational as far as and motivational as far as, man, step your game up as far as a content creator and as far as finding collections, because this guy finds some killer collections and goes through the process, talks through many times quite a bit of the details that go and are involved in buying collections and making the connections as well. So because as it isn't just about saying, look, man, I'll buy your collection. And a lot of times to connect with people and to actually get the transaction done, there's some back and forth. It takes a little while. So fabulous channel. He's also got another channel, Bench Clear Media, where it's more just regular content about the hobby. So I would say look at that one as well if you're into that kind of stuff. So that's number 2 on my list, and then we'll get into number 1. Coming in at number 1 is no other than Chris Sewell, the OG baseball card collector, investor, dealer. I've learned so much from watching this guy's channel, and he does a really good job at creating a vast array of different types of content about dealer stories, collection buying and selling stories. He's got his partner he brings on, interviews him. He fields questions from the audience, and he'll do a Q&A videos. He does top 10 lists. He does top cards of each era that sold the past year. Just a fantastic. He's got high rollers and regular rollers, which is a regular series on the channel, and this guy gets tremendous views because he is super well respected. A lot of viewers he buys collections off of. He's a fair dealer. So I would say the most knowledgeable person in as far as he's doing exactly what I'm doing, not owning a card shop, but still trying to sell mass volumes of cards and buy collections and stay relevant in the hobby, and the ups and downs don't matter. He's big into vintage, so I've made also an adjustment into moving into vintage and more rare stuff, late 90s, early 2000s stuff. So you can learn so much from him, and he was kind of by far and away the number 1. And like I said, Burbank Sports Cards, Rob, he's right there, I think, as far as experience and longevity with Chris Sewell. So those two are probably the guys that I respect the most in the hobby personally. And so these are the guys that I watch a ton of. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other entertaining, cool channels. I want to give some shout out, some honorable mentions. One channel, just quick shout out, Run Good Life, 31,000 subscribers. This guy's a breaker, but he's the only person I've ever broke with on YouTube. And he's never had any issues. He's never had any dirt thrown at his name. He is a breaker that actually gives you good, pretty honest assessments of wax, and he'll do not only some breaks. I don't watch any of his breaking content anymore because I haven't done any breaks in a while, few months. He will still review products and stuff like that, and also do some hobby content stuff like that as well. He's really entertaining when he does talking about the hobby. I wish he'd do more of that, but he's a busy guy with the breaks and stuff. So he's a good guy to learn about different products. And if you want to break with someone on YouTube, he's the only person I ever broke with and never had any issues. Always was fast and efficient, and good guy. So that's the honorable mention of Run Good Life. Another shout out of honorable mention is Retro Hoop Collectibles. Another good, just entertaining guy in the hobby who does his own thing. He's into junk wax basketball, that era of basketball, and then he covers a lot of hobby news, hobby drama, hobby content, and he's very entertaining, and I enjoy watching his stuff. And for a long time he was doing live streams. Does he still do them? It's like he's doing a podcast now as well. So yeah, he's still Sunday Night Hangout 2 months ago. So he used to do that every Sunday night, and it was one of the first live streams I began to join and enjoy. So yeah, but very entertaining, no doubt about it. If you want to watch a channel that's a younger guy who does vintage and does card show vlogs, breakout cards. I learned a lot about vintage through this channel, and he does. He's got a book about wrote a book about learning fake cards. So yeah. So if you want to learn more about vintage, this is a guy that I typically, when I'm into a vintage collection or something like that, I tend to watch his stuff quite a bit more. So very entertaining channel and very informative on the vintage side of things. Also, got to give my boy Flip and Steve a shout out. He's kind of gone quiet. I know he's had some some things going on, stuff like that. One of his family members, and but so he's kind of gone quiet. He does a lot of oddball stuff, oddball collectibles. And so yeah, just entertaining. And he's got vast knowledge and been around a long time, so you can learn a lot from him. He jumps into a lot of live streams and stuff like that. So shout out to Flip and Steve. He's an honorable mention, no doubt about it. Another channel, up and coming channel here, DJ Rips. He entertaining, and definitely give him an honorable mention. He rips. He just goes and buys every product that's out there retail, rips them and shows you the profit and losses. Most time he loses. And he was on my last live stream. Huck is his name. His channel's DJ Rips, and sounds like he might be coming on my live stream at least once a month here. So when I do them, I don't do them that often. But yeah, definitely entertaining, and you can see he's had a lot of success, a lot of traction here on YouTube. So good channel to go watch. And my last honorable mention here is Sports Card Anonymous. He would probably be higher up on the list here if he hadn't kind of gone quiet and he's kind of quit making content or slowed way down on making content. But yeah, he's been around the hobby for a long time and has good insights into truly rare stuff, and he'll share his collection, share reasonings why, and he's good also as far as hobby news and information, and so you can learn a lot from him as well. It sounds like he's probably going to be coming back stronger, making more content. So, but definitely shout out to Dakota over at Sports Card Anonymous. Love his channel, and I've been on live streams with them as well. So anyway, guys, that is my top 10 list. Thank you for tuning in. If you're enjoying this kind of content, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, do all the things. And like I said, drop a comment, name a channel, shout somebody out as far as your top 10 list goes of who you like down in the comment section below. That's all I got. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Deuces.